What up, everybody? NeroTheHero here. I have a special video here for you tonight, this morning, this evening, wherever you are in the world. I had the opportunity to sit down with Ryan, aka Gimme Goblin of Gimme the Controller. Really cool guy. One of the first series I ever checked out was his Shadow of the Colossus series. I love that game, and I got a real kick out of watching him take down all of the Colossi. So definitely check that out after the interview. That's highly recommended by yours truly. And without further ado, here it is. Is it Gimme Goblin or Gimme the Goblin?
It's Gimme Goblin is what I go by.
Okay. I wasn't sure which one it was, but yeah. First of all, thanks for taking the time to chat with me this evening.
Oh, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Just give me a little bit of a history about yourself. Like what, where were you born? Like what's your hometown? All that kind of nitty gritty stuff.
I live in the Berkshires, Massachusetts. Born, raised, and still here. Never left. I'm a hometown boy. I went to school at Lenox Memorial High School. I was not too popular there. I was one of those geeky kids, so they tend to avoid me. Because it's all prestigious there and whatnot. It's crazy. But graduated class of 2004.
Oh, nice. Me too.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Good year, huh?
Yep, very good year.
Oh, boy.
I don't care what anybody says.
Oh. Afterwards, I went to college for a little bit, but I wanted to be like a filmmaker and whatnot. They weren't offering any courses around here for stuff like that, and in order to get there, I'd have to like go to a community college for 2 years and get like top grades, and like I'm living at home. My mom's having trouble with money, so I decided to leave college and go towards the working career. I've worked several jobs in my lifetime, and now I'm working at a paper mill, and I hate it, but it's good money. It's good money.
Hey,
so
if it pays the bills, sometimes we just gotta do what we gotta do.
I come from a very big family. Like me and my brother Kevin are we're the only biological children of my mother. All my other siblings are adopted, and they're adopted from third world countries and whatnot.
Oh.
Like 3 of my siblings are Korean, 2 of them are Hindu. A couple Russians, I got a big family. I got like 11 younger siblings.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow, that is crazy.
I know, man.
What's it like having like not only all those siblings, but all those siblings from all different corners of the world? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, it's great because you learn a lot, and some of the kids, the reason they were over here is because they needed the main thing she was doing with her thing is bringing kids from third world countries that need surgery, like drastic surgery that they can't get over in India or Korea in the slums and whatnot. And so a couple of my siblings, like my sister Oki, she only has one eye. My sister Dia, she has 2 prosthetic legs. My brother Aaron only has 1 prosthetic leg and only 1 arm. And a lot of these kids have families to go home to, but some of them don't, and those are the ones we kept.
Wow.
And you learn about a lot of different cultures when you're doing that. You know what I mean?
I bet. Man, that is a trip. Wow.
I know, man.
Man, I'm like one of 4 kids. Wow, that doesn't even compare. Holy.
Youngest or oldest? Because I'm the oldest in the family. There's no one above me.
Oh, okay. Oh, man. So you're the one everyone looks up to, too, huh?
Yeah. I don't recommend it. No, I'm kidding. I'm a good role model, I think.
Hey, I believe you. I definitely believe you. When did you start doing YouTube?
I started about a year ago. I started doing videos, and I kind of made like a stockpile of them, and then I was going to release them on a certain date. So, I had my account back in, I think it was like June 2014, but I didn't start uploading any videos till November 1st. So I've had it for only about that long.
Okay. What was your whole reason behind starting to do YouTube? Like, what's kind of like the story that led up to you saying, okay, I want to start a YouTube channel?
It was way back in the day when I was in my early 20s, and I was single. I was living in an apartment, just like a 1-bedroom apartment, and I had started making like a bunch of friends, and they used to come over my house, and I had a PlayStation 2 at the time. I didn't have like a 360 or anything like that. Yeah, I just had a PlayStation 2, and they would come over, and we would just sit around and just talk and play video games, and we'd be passing the controller around and whatnot. And when it came to me, I would always be making smart-ass comments and like some crazy like like getting mad or something like that, and they found it funny, and it would make them laugh. And it came to a point where they started like calling me. It's like, hey Ryan, can we come over for a little bit? It's like, yeah. And they would come over and they'd be like, I'm having a really crappy day, and like they would just let it go. They'd be like, I this happened. I'd be like, well, hey man, tell me about it. Let's put in Naruto, and we would play like Naruto Ninja Storm 3, something like that, or
Nice.
No, Ultimate Ninja, and like after a while they would stop griping and they would just start laughing, and it's, like that's the thing. I started making people laugh with just my commentary and the remarks and whatnot, and it would make them feel better, and I wanted to do that with the world. I wanted to share the fact that like I'm hoping I could do that to other people in other countries, states, whatever, like just making them laugh, and that was all that started it, you know what I mean? And also for a fact that, like, during my life, I've been playing video games since 92. 1992, I got a Sega Genesis and Sonic the Hedgehog 2. That's how this
Genesis.
all started.
There you
Genesis,
go. Sega
man.
kids.
Yes. And
Oh,
that's
man.
how that started. And, like, through my life, there's been incredible video game moments where it's just like, I wish I had, like, captured that on film and, like shown people, you know what I mean? So YouTube is a way of doing that as well. It's just like, man, that was epic. I wish other people could see that. Now they can. Now it's on the web.
Awesome.
But
Hey, that's a really cool story.
Oh yeah, well thank you.
Awesome. So basically, you're in it to kind of just make people feel better, or just to make them laugh, or just to spread that positive vibe, just wherever you can.
After high school, people would tell me all the time, I would just start like rambling on or ranting or whatnot, and they'd be laughing, and they'd just be like, man, you're really... Someone told me when I worked at Subway, they told me, it's like, oh, you should be on Comedy Central. I'm like, I don't think I'm that high up there, but, I appreciate it, you know what I mean? But, like, I just started making a lot of people laugh, and it feels good to do that to people, to kind of, like, cheer them up, brighten them, and everything like that, and it makes me feel good that I'm doing that for people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's definitely a very noble cause you got going there, so that's absolutely commendable for sure. So tell me a little bit about things that you're passionate about. You mentioned wanting to get into like films and stuff like that.
I was very passionate about filmmaking. It's like I did it in high school. I had an internship in the theater. We did theater work, but we also like the guy Al who ran the theater. He had a computer with Sony Vegas 5 on it, and like he taught us how to use it, and like that was kind of like our final, if you will. It's like he taught us how to use it, taught great show us special effects and editing and whatnot, and he basically started it. He's the cause of all the filmmaking, because like I made a skate I filmed my buddy Rob from Let's Vlog About It. I filmed him doing skateboarding tricks and whatnot, and then I made a skate video, and it was hopefully to promote him to try to get sponsorships and whatnot. And it turned out pretty good. I mean, like for the very first film I ever made, and I got very passionate about that, and I wanted to keep going. I started writing screenplays, like short ones for like maybe 5-minute episodes. I was hoping to someday like film and with my friends and put them on YouTube. That didn't work out too well. It just, one of the main reasons is that the flash drive with all my screenplays on them fell out of my pocket, God knows where, and
no.
yeah, I lost I had this like Japanese Kamen Rider superhero kind of parody and whatnot, and I had 10 episodes written, and then that drive was lost. I'm like, I can't recreate them.
Dude, I'd rather lose a credit card than lose a flash drive, dude, any day of the week. Oh man, dang, that's why I use Google Drive though.
Yeah. But that was the thing. I had no idea where this fell out of my pocket. I just reached into my pocket. I'm like, where is it? Where is it? It had fallen out, and I don't know where. If I were to retrace my steps, it would take me like 3 days, and by then it would have been gone.
Yeah.
So someone got away with 10 screenplays and a playthrough of Chrono Trigger on an emulator. That's about it.
Oh, jeez. Chrono Trigger, good game though.
Yeah, yes it is.
So, I mean, I guess the answer to my next question is pretty obvious, but YouTube, I imagine YouTube helps greatly as far as, you know, allowing you to do things that you're passionate about, because because you mentioned, you know, the whole, you know, making people laugh, spreading positivity, things like that, and then the filmmaking and everything too. So so yeah, I guess we can skip that one. So let's talk about the games for a second. What is your, okay, you don't have to stick with one, but what is your favorite game genre or genres?
That's a good one. Well, I like RPGs. I mean, my mom, when I first got a PlayStation, I got Crash Bandicoot, and my mom, for that Christmas, got me Final Fantasy VII. Mm-hmm. And that's how it started, like, liking RPGs and whatnot. That was the first Final Fantasy game I ever played, and it was great. So I like those, but I like more RPGs where, like, you build your own character the way you want, and send them out in the world. I'm talking, like, Kingdoms of Amalur and Skyrim and stuff like that.
Those are two very good games. Definitely.
Exactly. Those are, like, the perfect examples of what I'm talking about there.
And then there's... sorry to interrupt you, but I feel like Amalur, Kingdoms of Amalur, is everything that Fable should have been.
Yes, I'm glad someone else thinks that way.
That is everything that Fable should have been, because I remember reading all the articles and stuff, all the hype articles about Fable's like, you're gonna be able to do this and that, blah blah, whatever. I'm like, oh cool, like, and then it finally came out, I'm like, this is it?
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
Don't get me started on 3.
Oh man, but yeah, I'm so glad that game came out, but I think
I like it because you got different categories and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'm not as good as first-person shooters. I wish I was better. First-person shooters are the kind of games that, like, make me feel great for, like, half an hour and then make me feel like I'm the biggest noob in the world. Because, like, you're playing along and you're shooting enemies and then you're like, all right, I'm ready for online play. And you walk in and, like, within the first 5 seconds, you get knifed in the back by someone because this person has been playing Call of Duty for, like, 25 hours straight.
And then you just realize you're not ready for online yet.
No.
Just go back to single player, bro. Just go back to single player.
Well, I do like a good platformer, too. I started with, like, Sonic the Hedgehog, like I said, and moved on up to, like, Mega Man and all those good ones. I do like a good horror survival. I started getting into horror games. When I went down to the vacation in New Jersey, there was something called the Ghost Ship, and I'd never been on a haunted attraction before, but I'm like, I want to do this. I want to go in. So me and my girlfriend, we go in, and, like, there's guys popping out from behind corners, there's things grabbing you, there's, like, steam pipes going off in your face, and everything like that. It literally gave me a lot of jump scares, and I'm like, I like that feeling, I want to go with it more. So I started playing, like, Dead Space for the channel, and I got into, like, getting scared. The funny part is, I never really got a good jump scare out of Dead Space. It was creeping me out. It wasn't until I was playing Diablo 3 with a friend, and then, like, this worm popped out from the ground and ate my character. That made me scream at the top of my lungs, and I'm like, yes, I found my scream. So I like a good horror because and that's where I get, like, my most commentary from, because I'm talking to myself because I'm scared. When I play Alien Isolation or Evil Within, I'm getting creeped out. I don't want to, I'm like, just keep talking.
Oh man.
Other genres, like, I don't really know. I like a good puzzle-based game. I like a good stealth game. I can't tell you how many times I've gone through and beat Metal Gear Solid 3. Nice. I just keep getting better every time I do it.
Nice. Nice.
That's about it. So, like, stealth games and like, build your character kind of RPGs and whatnot. Those are all really good. First-person shooters, like I said, they're good only if I'm against a computer. Once I get against a human player, I realize just how bad I am at them.
Yeah. I was okay at Call of Duty for a while, but then I was just over all the people yelling into their microphones, so... Yeah. So I just, with me, I like the, if there's some kind of, like, survival mode where that has some kind of co-op in it, I'm all for stuff like that.
That is good. I love co-oping. I love playing with other people. That's the best part. That's why I'm, like, really want to get my PC all set up, because, like, I really want to start collabing. I've made tons of friends, you included, my bro.
Yeah.
Doing all of this, and that's one of the things. Like, that's one of the biggest things that came out of this that I'm happy for, is that I've met people and I've got friends, and, like, there's people that, like, started following me on Twitter and just, like, have taken the time to, like, get to know me, and boom, and 3 months later, and we're chatting up, and like, we're planning on doing stuff in the future, and I'm really happy I met all these people. I really am.
Yeah,
like,
man, that's awesome. I mean,
love making friends.
Yeah, it's just crazy. You know, I'm right there with you. I've met so many people in like the last like couple of months. It's crazy, and they're just from all over the place too. Is the crazier thing, you know? So.
Oh yeah, everyone's everywhere. I mean, I've got so many people in the UK. That's the tough part because they're 5 hours ahead of me.
That is the tricky part. Yeah, definitely. Once you start getting to different like continents and stuff, you know.
It's like, oh, it's 10 o'clock. I'm ready to play. Are you kidding me? It's 3 a.m. over here. I'm going to sleep. It's like, oh.
It's like you're crazy, man. So, we kind of already started talking about this a little bit, but some of your favorite games. You mentioned that you're a Sega kid, so.
Oh yeah.
Woot woot there. What is since you mentioned that, I just wanted to bring this up because I've been talking to my brother about it a lot lately. What is your favorite? Do you have like a favorite Sonic game?
Sonic Adventure 2. Because it introduces Shadow, who quickly became my favorite video game character ever, because he's just so badass, and Chaos Control is awesome.
Nice.
The levels are great. Like, I got an S rank in City Escape and Radical Highway, and that was just big. It was a good story. It was a great boss battles and whatnot. So, yeah, for Sonic, it would have to definitely be Sonic Adventure 2.
Awesome.
That was definitely my favorite one. Sonic Generations is coming up with a close second.
Yeah. I almost don't want to count Sonic Generations just because I feel like it's just kind of just like they're taking their old stuff and just kind of mashing it together in like an anniversary title, which is good. They did it really, really well. It
is good, but like playing like the chemical plant, in 3D. Now that's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I think it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's definitely a good game. Yeah, and Sonic Adventure 2. A lot of people say that's probably the best.
It is
Sonic game ever so far.
I used to take my brother on all the time in the versus mode, and he never beat me, but I'm not bragging. But it was so much fun though.
Oh man. So does that mean you had a Dreamcast then?
I did have a Dreamcast.
Nice.
That was the first official system. The PlayStation 1, well, yeah, the Genesis was a Christmas gift, and then the PlayStation 1 was like putting my allowance in with my brother to get that, so we kind of split it. But like the Dreamcast was the first system I actually bought because I wanted to play for that reason, for Sonic Adventure 2. I wanted that game. I'm like, who's this new hedgehog guy? And like I was working at a deli and I was making decent money for a kid my age, which was about 15 or so. And I finally saved up enough and I got the Dreamcast and I bought the game, and yeah, it was great. Like, so I did own a Dreamcast, which not many people can say, actually. I'm surprised. I don't know what happened to it. Like, I thought it was doing pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to mine. I think it's at my parents' house somewhere in storage or something, but
Oh, mine's downstairs. I just don't have a power cord for it. I still got it.
Oh, you can probably pick one of those up on eBay real easily, though.
Or J Street,
yeah,
where I get my retro games.
Nice. Let's see.
Yeah, bring them on. Shoot them out.
Your how did you come up with your the whole Gimme the controller and Gimme the Gimme Goblin thing? Like how what was was it kind of like a slow development, or did you just kind of like have like a flash of brilliance one day?
Well, Gimme the controller was supposed to be 4 guys originally. I had 4 people that were going to be in on this. 2 of them dropped out. And then one of them, he's in earlier videos when my channel started. Brian, he had to leave because I had a dispute with his wife, but that's a whole different story. I don't want to get into. But but the point is, yeah. But Gimme the controller. The concept was, like I said, I grew up with a Genesis and a Dreamcast and a PlayStation. This is and a PlayStation 2 eventually down the road, and like during that time before like really Xbox and then like the 360 and the 3 and whatnot, there wasn't really much online gaming. So when you play with your friends, like in my apartment, like I was saying earlier, like people will come over and you be passing the controller around. I like a good old school controller pass, and like one of the things people normally say is like, oh you died, okay, my turn, give me the controller. And that's where it came from, and that's the sense of my show, is the sense that like people are giving me the controller and I'm playing. And then at the end of every episode, I always hand it back. The Gimme Goblin, well, like I said, like it went from 4 people down to just me, and I wanted to like put out there. Like, I'm hoping, like, maybe I can get other people in the future to come back to my show, and like, I was trying to make a name for myself. It's like, I have a name of a show, but shows normally have more than one person, but I'm the only one on it, so I made up the nickname, the Gimme Goblin, because I like goblins. I play Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm proud of that. I don't care what anyone says. I played Dungeons and Dragons. I have 2 kids, so there you go, you know what I mean? So to break the stereotype there. And yeah, I like goblins, so like I went with the Gimme Goblin, and I drew some concept art, and I handed it to Rob, and Rob does all my artwork. He did the controller symbol, he did the banner, and everything like that. So I sent him the concept art, and then he changed it into what I had shown you guys on Twitter and in the 9th vlog and whatnot at the end of it, and that's basically it. But I decided after a while, especially after talking to you guys, to just stay as Gimme the Controller, because that's who I am, and that's what I'm going to be. The Gimme Goblin's a nickname, and I like it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, look, it's the Gimme Goblin over there. I don't see, I'm doing the Boston accent again. Anyway.
I like that, though. That should be your thing that you do.
We decided maybe like the Gimme Goblin should just be the mascot or something like that. The drawing's not complete. He's supposed to be holding the controller with it hacked off. That's why he has a knife, but Rob hasn't finished it yet. But, you know, I'm patient.
There you go. It's coming along. It's coming along.
It's coming along good.
Definitely.
I'm proud of my accomplishments.
No, yeah. You got a great channel. I checked out some of your videos and everything, and my favorite playthrough so far has still got to be Shadow of the Colossus, though.
Oh, thank you, yes.
I just feel like not a lot of people can make that game interesting. Like, either, like, I've watched some people where it's like, oh, yeah, this is boring. You know, I feel like the only other playthrough I've seen, I think it was the Game Grumps when they played through it.
Or Jacksepticeye or PewDiePie. Like, you know, that's why I know, too. That's why I chose that game, because A, it's one of my favorites of all time. And B, it's like, there's not too many, like, you know, Let's Plays of. There's video footage on YouTube, you can find plenty of it, but I'm like, I want to do this game because I love it, I know how to do it, and I can make it interesting. And I'm just really happy. It's my first complete series too. It's the first game I've completed.
Nice.
And I'm really happy about that. Because I never thought I really didn't think I'd complete any game, really. I kind of got I got ADD. I'll start a game and then I'll just like, ooh, let's play this one for a while, and then I'll just completely forget about the other one.
Hey, I do the same thing sometimes. Like, I'll just be like,
I'll eventually finish them all.
So, a little more about your channel. So, when some YouTubers, when they get in front of the camera and they hit record, some of them, they kind of develop an alternative persona after a while. Do you feel like that's true for yourself, or do you feel like who you are, like, in your videos is pretty close to how you are in real life?
Definitely the second one. There's no different, like I said, like, I was making people laugh and whatnot, and so that's just how I do it. And like, I get in front of the camera and I'm my goofy self. I mean, anybody in real life will tell you, it's like, yeah, that's how he is in real life. And, you know, and depending on how they say it, you know, maybe they'll laugh, maybe they'll shake their head, but, you know, it's true. But that is how I am, and that's how I want to be. Like, I feel like if you were putting on a persona, you're not being yourself. You're
right.
giving into, like, you're kind of giving into what people want you to be and not who you want to be. And when you are who you are, when you're being who you want to be, which is yourself and whatnot, and people are hitting, you know, that like or that subscribe, it's like, it's a good feeling, because it's like, people like you for you. You know what I mean? You don't have to do anything different. I mean, there's been a couple of videos where I put on a persona like Dr. Mastermind and whatnot, or Red Racer from my Burnout, but like, you know, all in all, it's me. I like to do characters sometimes, but I haven't done one in a while. But like, all in all, this is who I am. This is because why would I be anybody else?
Excellent.
And I like me. I hope others like me.
Hey, we like you. We like you too. So.
Thank you. I love you guys.
So, tell me about a proud moment or moments that you've had involving your channel.
That's a good one. Proud moment.
Or just like oh, that's awesome moment. Just doesn't necessarily have to be a proud moment. Just like, it's kind of like something like epic or something like that, you know?
I don't know. Like, I haven't really. I'm hoping once one of my videos hits like 100 views, that would be a proud moment for me. None of them have yet, but that's okay. But like, A proud moment, it's probably when I finished Shadow of the Colossus, because I completed the playthrough and I was able to close it out, and like that to me was a proud moment, because I said to myself, it's like, if you're gonna do this game, Ryan, finish it. You know what I mean? Don't put it off like the other ones. Don't, like, play something else once in a while, but like finish this game, and I did. And when I did, that was a very proud moment.
Awesome.
Of course, one of the other biggest moments in one of my videos I made was my 8th Let's Vlog about it, because I had made that 2 hours after my daughter Isabella was born. Like, after she was born and I held her and whatnot, like, I had to go home real quickly. When I got there, I did that vlog. I did it up in about, like, maybe 15 minutes or something like that, and, like, I threw it up on the internet immediately, and, like, I know, like, that has to be, actually, I think that tops Shadow of the Colossus, really, like, oh man, like,
man, that is so cool.
There's nothing more powerful than like I said in the video, like there's, holding your child for the first time and looking in their eyes, like, there's no amount of subscribers or money gained from YouTube that can ever compare to that feeling, and that's when I felt on top of the world. That's where I felt like bigger than PewDiePie, you know what I mean? Like, in just that moment, you know what I mean? And I wanted to share that with everybody who was watching.
Awesome, dude. Well, hey, congratulations on the child, by the way. Like,
thank you. Isabella, she's almost 3 months.
Awesome. I'm sure you're over the moon about it, so I look forward to having kids one of these days.
Oh man, there's nothing more worth it in the world, I'll tell you right now.
Hey, I believe you. So moving on, what are some of your big career goals, and how do you see YouTube fitting in with that, if at all?
A career goal? Well, right now I work at a paper mill, and like I said, it's not the greatest job in the world. It pays the bills. That's basically it at the moment. But like, career goals, I always, once the film making thing didn't work, I always wanted to, like, do voice acting, which is why once in a while in a video I'll put on a character, because I'm hoping, like, maybe to be a voice actor someday. I would love to be, like, a Saturday morning cartoon villain, or do some kind of anime, you know what I mean, like, dub it over. I don't know how YouTube will fit into it. Like I said, like, if I do a character once in a while, maybe someone will see it, like it, want to use that voice or something like that. I mean, that's big thinking, but it's like, it's a hope, it's an effort, you know what I mean?
It's absolutely possible too.
Exactly. Like, lots of people get discovered on YouTube, you know what I mean? Like, unfortunately, Justin Bieber's a good example, unfortunately. But there you go, yeah.
Yeah, I was actually talking to my my brother about possibly starting to do little, they call them animatics on YouTube. It's basically just like the key frames, like still drawings, but it has like the voices. It has like the legitimate, like, the voice actors.
Right, it's like kind of like comic book panels almost. With
voice
acting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
we're looking
to get into that, and it's usually what they do, like, for like a cartoon before, like, somebody picks it up, and like decides to, like, produce it and whatnot. So we're looking to get into that. So you and me, we need to talk, because
all right,
yeah, I can definitely
would love to talk.
Because I mean, when I was in high school, I used to do, like, random voices and stuff too, and people were like, oh, you should be, like, a voice for a cartoon or something like that, blah blah blah. And I never really, like, thought about it as a career, but, like, in the last couple of months, I've just been like, maybe, why not? What if I can make up my own cartoon or something? So. But yeah, definitely. We'll be in touch about that for sure.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
Now I'm excited.
Yeah, who knows? Like,
now.
if also a cool thing that could happen is if you get into contact with a lot of indie developers, they're a lot of the times looking for voice actors too for their games and stuff.
That's a good idea.
So I would do a little bit of trolling on Game Jolt if I were you.
All right.
Just a little bit.
I think I should. That's a good idea.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, speaking of games, if you, what kind of advice would you offer to anyone who might want to make YouTube or Let's Plays or gaming a part of their career? What kind of advice would you have?
Don't give up. Just don't, like, I learned this the hard way, but YouTube is a game in itself. Like, it's easier for some. There are people that have been on there for like 2 months and have, like, 300 subscribers. And then there are people that have been on there like me for a year and they just made it over 50 subscribers. But whatever you do, don't give up on it. I mean, I'm still evolving. I'm still trying to find my niche. I mean, but I don't want to give up. If I had given up, I wouldn't be where I was. If I just said, screw it, I'm done, I wouldn't have my 100 videos, you know, like, I wouldn't have met these great people that I've been meeting. Just, you gotta stick with it. And it sometimes you're not gonna get much response. Sometimes it can happen overnight. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got like 10 people within a week. It was like, wow, how'd that happen? But just don't give up. You gotta be determined. You gotta do it. You gotta just do it, you know? but you can do it. You just gotta keep your mind forward and just don't lose hope. Mm-hmm. You know, ask advice from other YouTubers that you have made friends with. Like, you know, get some tips. Find your niche. You're never gonna be like, if you ever go back and look at like a big YouTuber's earlier stuff, they're not who they are now. They evolve. They find their niche and say, hey, this works, and they do it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So like, that's what I would offer. That's my advice I would offer to people. Just stick with it. Don't give up. Like I said, if I gave up when I wanted to give up, I wouldn't be where I am now. I would have had like 40 videos and nobody, and I just would have been done, and I wouldn't have met anybody new.
Awesome.
But I mean it. But yeah, just stay with it. Don't ever give up hope, because you know that's the only time you actually will fail.
Yeah, I feel like when people decide to get into YouTube, a lot of people do it for not the right reasons. They do it thinking, oh, I'm going to make some videos, and then it's going to go viral, and then I'm going to get 1 million likes, and then I'll be able to be famous and have a lot of money or whatever.
I hear that. That's another piece of advice. Don't walk in, don't do a YouTube show thinking, I'm going to be the next PewDiePie. I'm going to put up a few videos, and then I'm going to get like millions of subscribers and make 7.4 million a year. If you go in with that attitude, that's the biggest letdown you're gonna give yourself if it doesn't happen, because that's a really high dream. Like me, I walked in saying, I want 50 subscribers. Let's start low. You know what I mean? Let's work towards that goal, and I did. And now I'm working towards 100. I just want 100. You know what I mean? You just kind of got to work up. Don't ever dream big, but don't set your goals to that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, dream of being like, maybe I'll become a big shot, and maybe you will. But if if it doesn't happen, like you didn't set your hopes too high. You know what I mean? Like. Does that make me sound like a jerk? I'm not trying to. It's
not
like,
at all.
It's just okay, because like it's just like the best advice, because I've known a lot of people that go in saying like, oh, I'm gonna do some great gaming videos, I'm gonna be the next Markiplier and whatnot, and then it doesn't happen. Then they get really depressed. I'm like, just start low. When I started this, I just said, let's start with 50 subscribers, and I got to that goal, and I was really happy with that. And now I just want to shoot for 100, and that'll do. You know what I mean? Like, just build up, climb the ladder. Don't just try to jump to the top.
Yeah, definitely. As far as YouTube also goes, I feel like it will serve you better to utilize it more as a social network than as a way to get famous. Because, well, I mean, like we've been talking about, like just all the people that we've met just by being active YouTubers just in the last, few months for me, or last year for you, if you reach out to people and not just kind of try to stay in your own box and be like, okay, this is me, like I'm trying to get famous and I'm gonna do it all by myself, so like no one can take credit for it, blah blah blah, whatever. It's just, I just feel like there's really no, I mean, there is some room for ego, but there's not that much room for the ego.
No, you gotta socialize. You gotta make friends. It's like they will help you. Like, I didn't know part of how to reduce screen capture recording whatnot until I talked to Jonathan Crow, and then he's like, oh, here's a couple programs I use. And see, like, that is a good example right there. That helps. You know what I mean? Like, someone's helping because you reached out and you're like, I want to befriend this guy and see, I like his stuff, and and we're becoming good buddies. Oh, by the way, you record this. How do you do it? Oh, I do it like that. And that's another way. Like, socializing is probably one of the best things you could do if you're trying to YouTube. Like use your Twitter, use your Facebook, use Skype like I do. Like get your it works out really good. You gotta. Oof. Sorry.
It's all good. Breathe.
I get my mind. You know how they say like my train of thought. Like I lost my train of thought. Mine derails. So it just. I'll be going and going. It's just like poof. It's like, oh wait, where was I going with this? That's how my brain works.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah,
So you mentioned that you were. So are you building a PC, or are you kind of like? Is that just in the works?
I was gonna build a PC. But I was getting parts, the parts I would need, and then like going to different websites to see what I wanted and like price checking. It's like, oh well, this is cheaper there. But then my brother, he's got a really really good PC, and he's offering to sell it for me for what he paid for. Plus, like if I give him an extra $60, he'll upgrade it so I'll have like 16 gigs of RAM. So and that's pretty good for because I'm hoping to do it with some live streaming in the future. I really want to live stream. I see a lot of people do it. They have a lot of fun with it. I want to get in on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, streaming, it's kind of like the next evolution of like gaming and stuff like online anyways. Like, I mean, because there was like
because
Let's
it's interactive.
Plays. Yeah.
It's interactive.
It's cool.
The audience can type stuff to you, and then that person can respond to you. It's like it's that's the great part about it. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, not only do I get to watch this guy play, but I can send him messages. I can talk to him and whatnot. And like I love doing that. I love showing up to my friends' live streams, and I can't wait till I start doing my own.
Awesome. So were you thinking of doing Twitch or YouTube gaming or both?
I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna start with both, and I don't know. I'm thinking starting with some retro games, maybe just to begin with, and move my way up. And
that's a good. That's a good
but
niche.
I definitely want to do both.
A good niche is.
I'm sorry, what?
I was just saying, retro games are a good niche because I mean, it hits like you have a really big, broad. I feel like it's a broad demographic just because there's the people like you and I who grew up on the retro games and stuff, and then there's people who are just into retro stuff, so obviously they found out about like all these retro games. Yeah, they like that feeling of nostalgia. Yeah, exactly. Plus a lot of these AAA titles nowadays aren't that great anyway, so
no, they're not, man.
I remember it was
especially
maybe
the
like,
remakes.
Oh, the remakes. It's like, come on, dude, like now that I have a gaming PC, it's funny because like I'll see like these like HD remastered like on a console. I'm like, so it's basically like what the kind of graphics I can get if I have it on my PC. but yeah, I don't really like AAA games that much. Some of them are good, but
I can't really, to be honest with you, and I don't know if people will be outside my house with pitchforks and torches, but like I can't really. I'm getting sick of the Call of Duty games. It's like, after Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops, it's just like, all right, now you guys are just reaching.
Yeah, that's when I stopped playing, was after Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops. Well, I played a little bit of Black Ops 2, but I was
I don't like Black Ops 2. Futuristic gaming, I'd rather go to Halo for that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, this kind of feels like it's trying to be Halo a little.
A little too much.
Yeah. But let me see. I think I ran out of questions, so let me think of something real quick. What are some genres of music that you like?
Music to me is kind of it's a weird subject because it's like I mostly listen to I like the classic rock, like 80s, like AC/DC and Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin and whatnot and Black Sabbath. But like I also like nowadays stuff and like I can't really name a genre because I used to be a writer back in the day. I used to do a lot of fan fiction, and I used to just like if some music hit my ears and like I'm like I could put a scene to that, I liked it, you know what I mean? And like it didn't matter if it was like Linkin Park or Britney Spears or whatnot, you know what I mean? Like if it just hit right. And it still goes to this day. I like Five Finger Death Punch. I like the heavy, like music to me also goes with whatever game I'm playing now these days. So like if I'm playing like something where like I gotta pound the crap out of like a bunch of enemies and tear them in half, I'm gonna want to listen to like Five Finger Death Punch or something like really angry or fast paced or whatnot. If it's like Final Fantasy, you're gonna want to listen to like or some other RPG, you're gonna want to like crank the Dragon Force, which I can't believe so many people hate them.
Why? They're just so epic.
I know.
Oh man. So it just kind of sounds like
Kingdoms of Amalur.
What's that?
With Dragon Force. Oh, I was just saying, like, you want like to run through Kingdoms of Amalur, listen to Dragon Force, like, through the fire and flames I will kill thee.
I haven't actually tried that yet. I need to do that now.
Give that a shot.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. So it sounds like basically whatever music kind of suits the mood or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever, like, I can just put something in my head. Like, like I don't like Fall Out Boy, but like their song Centuries, I listened to that, and that inspired me to do the 16th Colossus trailer. You know what I mean?
That was cool, by the way.
Thank you.
I really liked
that's
that.
That's how it kind of works for me when it comes to music. It's like I don't like Fall Out Boy, but I listen to that song. I'm like, I kind of like this, and then I can picture just like walking up to a Colossus and whatnot. I'm like, I'm gonna try something, and I'm glad that worked.
Yeah, definitely.
You know.
I remember I saw that trailer and then I was fanboying over that So Tough. I'm like, oh, when is he gonna fight the 16th one? Let's go. What is this? Why do I have to wait? But yeah, that was cool. Like, you're standing on the dude's hand, you're just like looking up at him, staring him down. I'm just like, oh, like, so cool.
Yeah,
that game is just
when
awesome.
it got to that part in the video, yeah, it is so good. And I'm glad you watched it. And like I remember that's how I met you, is because you were like, oh, Shadow of the Colossus, is that any good? I'm like, oh, I got a playthrough of it. Why don't you check it out?
Yeah.
Tell me if you think it looks pretty good.
So they're actually making a new game, aren't they? I think it's The Last Guardian or something like that.
Yeah, The Last Guardian. Yeah.
Are you gonna get on that?
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna really try. New gen systems right now are not really in the cards for me in terms of like they're expensive. You know what I mean? It took me forever to get a 360, and when I did, the Xbox One was around the corner.
Yeah, it was the same way with me. As soon as I got a 360, it's like, now we're announcing the Xbox One. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. What's the Xbox One? Oh, it's the new system. I just got this.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah, no, I wanted to be cool. Now I'm behind again.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's part of the reason why I decided to get a PC.
Exactly.
Was just because I was just tired of always being behind.
I mean, this is basically the PC PS4 era right now. If you don't have one, you have the other. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. But if I had it like that, I would have everything. But I don't. Cool. Hey, just thanks again for chatting with me for almost an hour.
No problem, man. Thank you for having me. I got really excited when you asked to interview me. I was like, oh man, I was actually pretty nervous during this. I was afraid I was gonna stutter or stammer or something like that. I'm prone to do that when I'm nervous.
Oh, gotcha. Well, no, yeah, everything went great, and I really like doing this. First of all, because I feel like interviewing people is just kind of like, it kind of comes naturally to me. In a sense.
Yeah, you do a great job.
Thank you. But another big part of it is just because it helps me get to know you guys better, like my new friends and everything. Like, it gives me a great opportunity to get like a one-on-one and everything like that. Plus,
Absolutely.
I put the video on my YouTube channel, so hopefully more people will be able to.
Then others can get to know you as well.
Exactly, and more people will see your channel, and it's just kind of like a whole big sharing festival.
Thank you all for watching me. Thank you all for just spending time, and you're all awesome. Seriously.
Yeah, I second that. So, all right, guys, this is NeroTheHero and Ryan the Gimme Goblin signing off. We'll see you guys next time.
Later.